Good morning, everybody. We are back for season 2, episode 4, which is also episode 11 of Prisma Arena, the animated series. And I'm just going to bring up my little banner to show that. So it's day 11 of NaNoWriMo. I've made it this far, and I think I'm enjoying the process. I'm definitely being stretched as a result. So I feel like it's kind of my creative workout for the month. And I think my storytelling, the structuring of my storytelling is improving. I think I was talking to a friend yesterday. My naming of stuff, I'm not too happy with. I might need to bring out some kind of notes to help me with that. But yeah, I'm enjoying it so far. And I kind of like the elements that I'm bringing into the story and the narrative as well. So if you want to catch up on any of the previous episodes, you can kind of find everything out about the show by going to We Are Home Games, whether it's on Facebook or Instagram, Twitter, Twitch, YouTube. We're posting every day, and for the kind of month of November, we're really celebrating Prisma Arena, which is going to be releasing kind of in the US on the 4th of December, but worldwide on the 24th of November as well. So we're really excited to get that out into the world, and we're already seeing people who've got their hands on early preview copies, enjoying it and leveling up their characters. I will say tonight, this evening, we're going to be joined by John Fury, who is my co-designer on the game, and PJ Holden, who is one of the artists who contributed to the character designs and particularly the customizations. He will be, we're all going to be on our kind of weekly Hub Games hangout, and talking about the world of Prisma Arena and how we've all contributed to it in different ways. So I am going to switch this off so it doesn't cover me when I'm playing. I am going to switch to the top down view. I've done some editing here with my kind of different view options, so I need to remember where they all are. Okay, so I don't think there's anything new to add from yesterday. So I'm going to tilt this camera a little bit so I can be seen. I don't think there's anything new to add. The episode ended yesterday with me with the help of Farg, me taking out the shaman, who had been kind of originally had been looking for the chosen ones, who were basically children who were strong in Prisma, and was planning to kind of arm them basically and use them in their raid on Hendon Forest to try and reclaim it. Was trying to deal with that. We were intercepted and captured in turn by the Ravona, which are the kind of the bird-like ninjas. So they're kind of humans, but they dress as kind of almost ravens in their attire. So we managed to escape from them, and the Rangers of Hendon Forest were able to deal with them. I, in turn, was able to deal with the shaman and the Bazee, and essentially the episode ended with my Uncle Fen and Meeker, who's a guard with the Temple of Tanal, or the Shrine of Tanal, saying I need to get help to deal with the kind of surges of Prisma, which I'm not really able to control, it seems. And they and so we kind of actually entrusted the help of Eon, who was the reporter, to help guide me to. So it wasn't Eon, it was sorry, there was a researcher. I'm looking up my book of notes here. So it was characters. Nadelia. So she is, being kind of roped in to kind of bring me back to Beacon with her. So we're going to jump in and we're going to start with episode 11, season 4, episode 2 of Prisma Arena, the animated series. So I will start by revealing the first, The Dangerous Dilemma. So we can see at some location a threat. Well, there's basically two groups are attacking each other. So there's a kind of a battle or a fight of some kind. So, this again, hiding in the corner. Okay. So I am going to, I think we can kind of, I don't know if I need to zoom in. So I think, when we're traveling, so I think it's a few days have passed, and I've kind of like packed up, said my goodbyes to my mother and father, and kind of my extended family, and I packed my bags. I'm getting ready to leave Greenlight, and the kind of the security and the known aspect of that. And we set out. I think we're going to be taking some kind of public transport as we're traveling. So I think it is. We're kind of taking. Again, it's like the kind of skiffs we've seen, but it's bigger for carrying more people. And we see that I'm gonna go with this. I think so as we're traveling along, we stop in. So we're going from Greenlight. I'm trying to think of the name. Hang on, the place. I'm trying to think. If there's somewhere we've already been. So we could have Articria if we wanted. So I think we stop in Glorthan actually, which is near. I haven't worked out exactly where everything is, but I think we stop in Glorthan. And I'm just going to indicate that by this pyramid because Glorthan is kind of like a larger seaport. And we, as we're kind of sitting there, we're looking at the window and we see these members, because I really want to bring them back in. I think members of the Merchants Guild are there's like a scuffle, I think, of some kind happening, and it's basically maybe it's at the it's in the marketplace maybe. So I think this is the same place where Eleanor actually met Terrapan weeks ago. So I think the members of the guild they're being, I think, heavy-handed and they're kind of fighting. There's a fight going on with someone else. So before we jump into this, I actually think I need to create a character for Falloon, because I haven't done that, and she is kind of now part of the narrative. So I'm going to grab a character sheet and my pen. So I'm going to switch to the notes view here. Notes and dice, actually, I think is what I want. Yeah. So this character is called Falloon, and she is a researcher with the, I was going to say the Prisma Arena. I think it's Prisma Academy is like the overall body. Or actually, you know what? It's Beacon Academy because that's where it's located. And what compels Falloon to go on adventures? I think it's her job is searching for knowledge that will assist in the fight for hope. So her specials, I think, I'm gonna give her like powerful intellect, and that would be her kind of knowledge, and something else, helpful item or companion or ability or power. I guess she has, I don't know if she has strong Prisma. But I think she has a, I think she has like a device. So I think the equivalent of like an iPad, it's kind of like contains access to data and information. So I'm going to call it a, very creatively, I'm going to call it a Prism Pad. Let's see, because I can't call it a P-pad, that's just going to like sound completely wrong. So I will call it I'll just call it a Prisma Pad now. And it's basically a device. So she can access their kind of equivalent of their internet. Let's see how that plays out and whether it fits with the world or not. Okay, so I'm going to take a little, put that down, set that aside. Had this here because, from the other day, just to show people, here's some of the customizations for Jasan. Maybe in a later episode, they'll tie their hair or they'll have to go in disguise and wear covering. We'll see. Okay, so I'm going to go back to the top-down view. Top-down and dice. Okay, so we have our two characters, Jasan and Falloon. And so they're kind of sitting on the bus looking at the window when they see this happening. So I think my first question is going to be, again, who are they fighting with? Who or what? So, okay, so they are, I was debating like whether I want to introduce new groups or I want to keep it tight or not. But I actually think they are fighting with a group, and some of you will appreciate this. They're fighting with, it's actually children. Not children, but like teens, and they're kind of like a small gang that operate in Dorthan, and this is probably a shout out to Six of Crows, which is an amazing book if you want to check it out. So they're fighting with a gang, and they're called the Water Boys, and they basically kind of run this. They're just known for operating within Glorthan, for kind of petty theft, maybe the odd disappearance. We don't kind of really know, but someone else on the bus points out, like, oh, that's look, they're the water boys, and so I think so. We're sitting on the bus, we're watching them, like, there's a scuffle breaking out, and there may be I think it's like an all-out brawl, and I'm trying to get a sense of like what started the fight. So can I see something that's happened? That's get through to that. Sorry, I have a very loud table surface. So if you remember in Glorthan, in previous episodes, we had the guild were kind of up to no good, and they had access to some Prisma, which we'd never quite worked out what it was for. So I think I'm going to try and tie that back in some way. So they're fighting because, they've accused, the guild are accusing the boys of having stolen the Prisma shard that had been kind of locked up in this warehouse. And I think the accusations are flying, and it's basically resulted in a fight between the two of them. So I kind of don't really know who to jump in and help. Obviously, I think you've obviously got these older people that are maybe better equipped. So I think I am going to send in I'm going to summon Grova, I think. What am I going to do? So I think what I'm going to kind of but I think as we're fighting, because I need something that's going to get me into the fight. I think I see them, the older one, the Merchants Guild. They're actually really hurting the younger boys. They're knocking them to the ground. So I think I turned to Falun and said, we can't allow this. And I kind of rush off the bus and kind of yell at them to stop. I'm not going to be. I'm trying to think what like Jason would do, and I think he would just yell at them and go like, what are you doing? Stop. So I'm going to see if that has any effect. I'm not very hopeful, but let's see. And this is my kind of way of getting tied up a little bit and seeing what's going on. So they actually stop long enough to they all kind of turn and look at me and go like, who the hell are you? So I'm going to see, well, how do they react to my intrusion? So actually, I think one of the guild how do they react? I think they So these two are kind of getting my attention, and they there's so much I could tie in. I think the boys use this as an opportunity to flee, and at the same time I spot like the kind of mark of despair on some members of the the people from the Merchants Guild. So I'm going to show those icons there. So like the kind of, they almost like intentionally, when they stop and look at me, they say, "This is none of your business, boy. Be on your way." And they kind of like, I think maybe pull back their jacket, and I see a weapon there, and on their, I think like on their wrist, just kind of here, there's like the mark of despair, which shows that they're a follower. Okay. So I am going to, I think I'm going to follow the boys to find out what was going on with them, because I don't hang around those others. So I'm going to basically, yeah, I'm going to try and follow the boys. Okay, so I follow them, and I'm going to ask, what do I learn by following them? Okay, I think they're genuinely scared and nervous. I don't think they realized what they've got themselves into. That they, I think they've been like, so I think they've been searching, and I'm kind of hearing them arguing with each other. And I'm going to just say, give a name to someone. So actually, I need to name the group first of all. And again, I'm kind of mentally doing this to give my brain pause to think of an answer. So I'm going to say these are the Water Boys. So a gang in Lorthan. And I'm going to say the leader of the gang, again, help me with, if anyone wants to help me with character names, you're more than welcome to jump in now. So I am going to say, actually, Piper. So he's kind of maybe a little bit older than me. He's the leader of the Water Boys. And I'm going to say, then Tila is the second of the Water Boys. Yeah, okay. So I basically kind of, I hear them talking, and we're just kind of hanging back. And I think they found the Prisma shard. So I learned that they actually found the Prisma shard whilst searching in that warehouse for food, basically. And they really don't know what to do with it. And I think they realized they've kind of got bitten off more than they could chew. So I think I'm going to reveal myself to them, actually, and suggest that Well, I think Falloon actually is going to introduce themselves, step forward, and say, "I couldn't help but kind of overhear what you were saying. I'm from Beacon. Um, I might be able to help you." So we're going to see if we can kind of persuade them to let us help. No, they don't trust us. But so something positive. But I think they're grateful for. They do express their gratitude for stepping in and helping them with the Merchants Guild, but they're not ready to kind of trust us and hand over um, the the Prisma Shard. Yeah, and they do kind of say, if you tell anyone, we will come after you. Okay. So, I think so. They're not going to help us. Well, I'm going to see if I can. So I was with them. I think I'm just going to see what happens next. Okay, so something else is going on. So even though the guild were fighting with them. Ooh, I really want to bring the Terrapan back in. Because it seems like a seaport town. I think, yeah. So I think they are planning to something with the Terrapan. I don't know whether it's like they want to kind of send them home or kind of run them out. Okay, so maybe I'm going to say that. I'm going to say that their secret agenda is that they want to kind of drive the Terrapan out of Glorthan, and basically kind of because they're coming in as traders, and they were maybe refusing to sign up to the traders, the Merchants Guild way, and they're not able to control them, and they don't like that. And I think we learned that from talking to the Water Boys. They basically say the Merchants Guild are up to something. We've been watching them, and they're planning something with the Terrapan. It kind of started off as these kind of like just making life a little bit difficult, but now we've heard talk that they are they're kind of calling for them to be rounded up. And I go, so what proof have you got of this? Or what evidence? So yeah, let's do this. So I think my okay, I'm not quite sure how this is all going to link together, but I think Tila says that my sister is a member of the Ravona, and she was I think she was in town kind of spying and watching them. She's like, I don't really understand what she does. She comes and she gives me some money every few months, and yeah, I learned it from her. And so I think Tila's sister is Majora, and member of Ravona's, and sister of Tila. Okay, so I think she learned this from her sister. That's a conundrum for me because I do not like the Ravonas tried to capture us. So I think I'm just going to hold my tongue on that for the moment. And I'm going to instead mute and cough. Hang on. Okay, so yeah, we learned this from her sister. And so so that's not, is that proof? We learned it from them. So maybe she said that they are, so she learned from her sister that, so we need the tangible thing that they're going to do. That they are planning a kind of like almost like a celebratory feast. So it's a kind of a fake a gathering, at which point they are going to use it to basically kind of, I'm going to use this as a searchlight, but to kind of like draw out and round up the terrapins, so they can be transported back to their homeland of, and I did have it here, their land is a place, and it is, no, I do definitely have it. It is somewhere. But basically, they're going to use this as an excuse, like, so they're going to host a celebration, supposedly to kind of like welcome them all to town, and then they're going to basically ship them all out together. So I go, well, you know, who else knows about this, or you know, who have you tried to tell about this? So I think they say there's no one to tell. This town is, for all intents and purposes, controlled by the Spare, and they watch everything that goes on. So they haven't tried to tell anyone. So so when are they, like, so we're gonna know they're gonna host a feast, and I think it's happening at the end of the week. So there's maybe an event coming up where they're planning to host this celebratory event. And okay, let's kind of see what happens. So I need to figure out how I'm going to deal with this. So I think we go. Well, I think I need to go to the Terrapin Quarter actually and try and warn them about what's going on. So I head to the Terrapin Quarter in Glorthan in an effort to warn them when I notice that okay, so here's the call. Do I have a member of the Merchants Guild start kind of chasing me or following me? It could be a Terrapin as well. It could be a mysterious figure, which is going to. I think my concern is that that's going to kind of spin the whole thing out a little bit more. Okay. I never make my life easy. I think I will have a mysterious figure. So as myself and Fluent are making our way towards the the Terrapin Quarter in the kind of, it's a more rundown part of the city, though I think if you can see certain improvements on the huts that are here, as people are almost like kind of managed to climb their way up in society. But they are generally kind of huddled together and kind of impromptu houses because they've never been quite integrated into the city of Glorthan. And we see kind of children running around, and so I think they have a game that they play. So I'm gonna use my idea token. I think there's kind of like mud on the streets as well because it's not really kept that clean. And I think the kids have a game where they run and they like dive onto their backs because they have the shells, because these are kind of like almost anthropomorphic terrapins, and they use it to kind of like spin around down the street, and they're laughing and giggling. And I think I have to kind of jump out of, so I think that's what happens. I jump out of the way to avoid one of them, and in jumping and turning, I spy there's a figure following us, and I see they kind of step in out of the way as soon as I turn around, and I think I am going to. I think I'm actually going to ask the children if I can join in with them, just as a way of seeing how this person who's following us reacts. So I'm going to ask, can I join in? And they say, well, you don't have a shell, but you, they're like, but you can't do this. You don't have a shell. You're different to us. But they are, I think, but it kind of like an embarrassed little child kind of comes up and holds my hand and says, let me find you a shell. And so I'm going to ask their name actually. And their name is, so we have Gorkin, and I think her name is going to be Dika. Dika, who is a Terrapin child in Glorthan. So she offers to help me find a shell or something that I can use. So I think while I'm doing that, I'm going to send. So I don't think I have. Oh, hey Matt, thanks for joining us. So we're gonna pop this up. Yay! So as I'm walking with the child, I think I'm gonna summon. So I want to kind of introduce a new Mokon that I haven't done before, and I think it's a Mokon of kind of wariness, and I'm gonna send them. I'm gonna summon them and send them to kind of try and gather some information about the person who's the mysterious figure who's following us. No. So I think they've eluded them. I think my Mokon comes back and is like, nope, can't see them. They've disappeared. So I am going to. Is there a good kind of vantage point where I can keep an eye out for this person? So I think there is. I think there's actually a. Okay, because I'm kind of going either there's like an apothecary, or I think I'm gonna just say there's a watchtower. Well, no, so this has got my attention. So I think there's an apothecary where it seems to be a magnet for a lot of people. So as I'm walking with the little girl, she's helped me to find the shell. I noticed that kind of at this apothecary, there's maybe a it's kind of like raised up on the road a little bit more. So I clamber up to see if I can get a better look. I say to Dika, just 1 minute, let me just check this, and I kind of climb up to see if I can get a view of the person who's following us. No, there's no sign. So I don't know if I've shaken them off or not. So I don't know if I've lost them or if they have caught up. But those basically I'm beginning to question now, was I really being followed? So I think I am. So I go with Dika. I think I kind of shrug it off and go with her to. So I'm trying to escape them. Deke has helped me to find this thing. I think we find, because I don't use up an action for it. I think so. She finds. She kind of brings me to her home. She finds the shell, like a spare shell, and that we go back out onto the street. And I think I'm going to scan one more time. I think meanwhile, actually, Falloon has been kind of skating around and looking to see if they can see anything about the person. So I'm going to see if Falloon has any. insights. No. And I think she's come back just really saddened about the state of life and existence that the people have here. I know this is an animated series, but I think she's kind of really upset at the conditions that they find themselves in. And she's like, I never realized that others lived like this. And she's kind of reflecting on her life back in Beacon and how it's kind of relatively protected and feels safe there. So I think I'm going to just move on. So we discover. So I think later that I think it's a great opportunity to tie back in the Merchants Guild. Or I think, yeah, I'm gonna keep it simple. I think we head back to the towards the market. And oh no, actually, so I think when we're in the apothecary, we no, while we're playing with kind of when I'm with Dika and when we bring her home, you know, she brings us to her home. We're introduced to her parents, and we, in talking to the parents, we ask them, have they seen, do they recognize this person? And I'm going to say they are, they have a distinctive scar or something on their face. And so I'm going to use this. I'm going to send my idea token. So I think they have there's something significant that makes them stand out, and I think it's they have basically a kind of a black scar that kind of runs across here, and they say, yes, that's we Terrapins know them well, and we call him actually just Scar, and that he works with kind of works for the Merchants Guild. Like many others in this town do. And I asked, but like, so I think I tried to explain to them about the I don't know what's going to happen just yet. So they say, yeah, he works with, he works for the Merchants Guild, and do I have a question? He's often here. I think he says like people. Yeah, I think what. What's the question? So how do they? I guess why does he? What does he do here? What's his role in terms of working with the guild? I think his job is to. So again, that can be. He is a. I guess he's like a tax collector for the guild. And his job and his kind of compatriots it's to keep us in our place in this dive here in Glorthan, and to make sure we do not make a better life for ourselves. So I tried to warn. I think I tell them about the plan that they have, which is the warn them. I try to warn them about the celebratory dinner, so-called celebratory dinner, which the impression I get is they don't really believe it anyway. So I think I go. Okay, I think so the parents say, well, we need to go to, there's like a kind of a secret location, which is where the leaders, it's kind of like it's kind of like I don't know, a secret war room, or like a kind of it's like a back room where the kind of appointed leaders of the Terran community meet. So they say, okay, well, we need to go there and we need to warn them about what's happening if what you say is true. And I think along the way, the mysterious figure, so Scar, on the way there, he steps out and kind of swings a punch at me, and I kind of instinctively raise my Prisma shield to see if I can stop them to defend the blow. Okay, I succeed, but it's not enough to kind of stop him. So I, well, I think I do what I normally do. Well, do I want to summon Fard? I think I'm actually going to summon Agla. No, I'm going to summon Grova, actually, Affection, so that they kind of, in doing so, it draws the children that are around in closer to kind of like entangle Scar. So I summon, and this is Grova here. Oh, Grova is here. The Affectionate. So I summon them. But so I don't quite get what I want. I think I get yeah, I think in summoning Grove, and again, I think it's like I don't quite have control. I don't feel like I have kind of control over my Prisma powers. So I think in summoning Grove, the Affectionate, it kind of shifts my perspective of Scar, and when I look at them, I see a person who is both kind of angry and scared, and I begin to kind of imagine what life is like for them. And I'm like, I try to kind of shake it off so I can deal with this. So I think I'm going to. They are kind of tied up, so I think I'm just going to try and run whilst he is kind of tied up. So we will run to try and get to the guild or to the secret location, which is like in the back of the shop. So maybe it's in the back of the apothecary. We'll keep it simple. Okay, but I think on my way there, the oh, this will be interesting. I see this figure. I'm so going to tie myself up and not with this story, but I kind of like it. So I think I see there's this kind of again figure dressed in a kind of a bird-like black outfit. I immediately recognize them as being a member of the Ravenna, and they say, "Hello, Jasan," and they say, "Tila told me where I could find you, and I can't let you mess with our plans." So it seems like the Ravenna are aware of what's going on and this plan. And I think from the last episode, they were working for Despair because they were taking the kids. And, she's saying, you've already messed with our plans once before. I cannot let you do it again. And, quick as lightning, she kind of leaps for me and kind of drawing a I think like it's a dagger, but there's wisps of like despair emanating from it, and she kind of slashes at me, and I'm going to try and again use my shield to try and my Prisma shield to try and block it. Okay, I succeed, but okay, so I'm just gonna shuffle them in. So I succeed. I managed to kind of raise it and push her back. But she is. I don't think she's too put out. She's like she sees me as just this kind of little child, and I think I am going to. I need to get out of here. So I wonder if has Floon got anything she can have? Powerful intellect. She is going to. I think Floon steps in front. I think and just turns to me and says, "Run, get to the kind of the clan leaders." So let's see if she manages to hold her off. Okay, she does. And so look of horror. I think the attack from Majora, that's her name, is causes like a reaction through the people have been gathered because the streets are, I think, tend to be quite busy. Or no, maybe it's nighttime actually. So it's getting dark, and I think people start to kind of shout and scream when they've seen what's happening, and I think that kind of disruption buys me some time to escape. And I think I'm going to run. So this is my last action, but I'm going to try and get to the that to the apothecary and to the kind of back room in time to kind of warn the leaders. Okay, so I get there, but I think when I get there and I stop long enough, I look down and I realize I've been cut. I've been cut by the knife. And I see the first kind of patches of despair starting to form. I think it's just kind of around my belly. And yeah, that's not good. But I think we get there, and I kind of fling into the council, or kind of burst my way through the apothecary, and I shove into the room where there's, I think, like 2 or 3 people sitting up at a kind of, makeshift dais, just slightly raised, and there are more members, Terrapins gathered there, and it's like a meeting is being held, and they say, when I burst in through the door, I just say, the celebration, it's a trap. And then, gripping my side, I slump to the ground and fall unconscious. And that, I think, is going to be the end of the episode. Interesting twists and turns, I think, in that one. So, yeah. So loose. So the threads we have are the Merchants Guild plan to, let's say, relocate the Terrapan. The Ravona are in league with the Merchants Guild. Merchants Guild. I think Jasan has been touched by despair. I've been touched by despair. So that might be interesting. It might be an opportunity to bring back in the lightning seeds, the lightning herbs that Gorkin had in the first, I think in the second episode they were introduced. So what other loose ends? So my question is Tila in league with the Ravona? So is Tila, and I guess, and the Water Boys, are they in league with the Ravona? And do they realize what they're up to as well? Because it may be that she's just helping her sister. Maybe she's clueless to what's going on, and hopefully those things will all emerge. So, in terms of locations, I suppose we got to mention the. I think this is going to be called Tanar's Apothecary. In the Terrapan district. And it is the meeting place for the Terrapan Council. Okay, so I think I got to change my character profile, and I'm just going to make a note in terms of I'm going to give myself this. So I'm actually going to give this bizarrely. So we're at the end of the fourth episode. Yeah, do you know what? I'm going to give this to me as an ability or power that I've been touched by despair. And it is mild. So I'm kind of using it almost like to occupy a slot. But I'm kind of curious if Jisan is able to find some way to kind of harness it or use it in some way as well. Because I really like the idea of yin and yang and opposites of balancing things out. Like you can't know hope without despair. You can't know despair without having experienced hope. So I'm going to give them that, and I think what else? I don't know if they've gained much more control over their Prisma powers. I think they have a friend actually. So yeah, I'm going to say that. I'm going to say that Dika has become their friend. Actually, no, I think the ally are the Terrapan. The Terrapan of Glorthan have essentially become our ally. My allies, they trust me, and I'll always kind of find safety with them. So maybe they actually give me an amulet, and I'm going to say that Dika's parents gave it to me. So it's a small amulet that indicates that I am like I'm a friend of the Terrapans and to be trusted and protected as well. And I think Falloon's going to get one of them as well at the end of her episode. So I think I'm going to make a note of that item. I'm going to call it the friend of Terrapan amulet. This is kind of more like a pin. It doesn't need to be a crazy thing. It's just something I wear. So yeah, I really love what's happening with the world. And I think, I've spoken to friends about some of the nature of the content, that it mirrors the real world, but that's kind of what I want to do with this. In the world of Prisma Arena, it's a fight for hope in a time of despair. Hope isn't always going to win, and there are definitely people who almost find comfort, or they want to kind of manipulate other people's despair, and some want to bring about for them apathy. They just they think it's better to just kind of ignore everything and let life take its course. And there's some who benefit from other people's apathy as well. So I'm trying to explore all of that in this world, and I gotta say I'm enjoying it so far. So yeah, so that's the end of episode 11. Wow, I'm kind of like, I'm going, if I can just make it to 15, then I'm halfway through. So that's the episode over. Tonight we're going to be talking with, like I said, John Fury and PJ Holden, who is famous for his work on Judge Dredd, the comic strip, and he's also worked with Garth Ennis. John is actually my kind of co-designer with Untold and Prisma Arena, so it's kind of fitting that we'll have him on tonight, and we may get to talk about kind of both aspects of both Untold and Prisma Arena, but I'm really going to, I think, focus on kind of Prisma Arena for tonight's episode. So that's it. I'll see you back here same time tomorrow, 10 o'clock. And for the next adventure, if you enjoyed this, please do the usual, like and subscribe. You can find us. I'll bring this up. Where is it? We are Ho Games on all of the social media platforms. You can find me as Rory O'Connor. If you miss any of the earlier episodes, you'll find them all kind of on YouTube. It'd be great if you could spread the word, like just let people know that this is going out. I'm doing it for myself. I don't really need more people watching, but I would love to share the amazing stuff that happens when you play with Untold Adventures Await. So, yeah, talk to you all tomorrow. Have a great day and see you then. Bye.